What if I told you there was a digital tool out there that can not only keep you organized and productive in your day-to-day, but it is absolutely free? Well, my friends, let me go ahead and introduce you to the tool called Notion. Hey, hi, hello, my name is Myra. I am going to be your guide here today on your crash course into digital productivity using Notion to organize your day-to-day life. I'm sure you're probably wondering, what is Notion? Or maybe you heard a little bit of remnants about Notion and people using it. It looks very aesthetically pleasing. In short, Notion is just a digital tool that you can make into anything that you need. If you're looking for something that you can have a meal plan to where you can operate it on your computer, or if you need something digital to manage your business and your overall goals, or even journaling, Notion can be all that and so much more. In this course, we're going to give you the basic tips and tricks so you can get started today.
Okay, so we are over here on my Notion board, and as you can see, I already have the template ready to go. For beginners, I always recommend start off with a template. You can tweak and change it and make it into your own, but it's nice to have a really good solid framework of where you want to start as a beginner. Starting with just a blank canvas can be a bit overwhelming, so make sure that you're taking the time to get the template. And if you're looking for some additional templates, I got you covered there too. So here we have a very beginner friendly and basic Notion board. This is with weekly plans and tasks, projects, just to give you a quick overview, but let's walk through it from top to bottom so you can kind of create and bend and make this into your own. First up here, we have the cover page right on top. I love to get my photos directly from Pinterest. Again, that is absolutely free for you to do. Notion also has different things that you can use. This picture here came directly from Pinterest, but the easiest way that you can change this up is if you hover over at the top right hand side. This little 2-button thing is going to pop up for you. So we're going to go ahead and click change cover. And as I said before, Notion does have plenty of options. I always like to start out with an overall theme. For this dashboard, it's really about planning and getting organized. So I went with the theme of being like at my desk or at a desk with a little bit of greenery because I'm really into greens right now. But if you say wanted more of a space theme, you can click that. You can do more of a academia kind of theme or different artworks. There's plenty of different options. Or if you even want to keep it extremely simple, we have all of these colors here. So that is directly from the Notion gallery. If you want to upload your own photo, you click upload file, just like any other thing. I personally don't recommend a link unless you own the link directly. So I wouldn't use a Pinterest board link because that could get taken down and then you won't have that on your Notion board anymore. So I hardly ever use a link. If you want a custom photo, definitely just save the photo on your computer or whatever device and upload it from there, and it will transfer to wherever you pick up your Notion. Whatever you upload to Notion is absolutely going to follow you. So there is a way to add a little bit more of your personality. If you need to reposition the photo, you can drag it up and down, reposition it how you like, and make it your own. Here in the left-hand corner, you can click on this little thing here. I typically love to use different emojis and things of the such, or download a photo. So we have all the emojis you could think of here. So if you would rather use that, Notion also has different icons that's a little bit more simple and cleaner, very on brand for Notion. Or if you want custom, again, save the photo, you can upload it from there. All right, moving on down to the actual content of the Notion board. So here we just have the overall title. I just clearly named it Weekly Plans and Tasks Dashboard. You can change it up to however you like. You can make this my dashboard or just dashboard. I do have another Notion where I put hello Myra, or even welcome back Myra. And this way it allows me to kind of give that digital assistant or virtual assistant kind of feel to it. It's welcoming me back to my productivity. It's, giving me the update. But if you want to just name it exactly what it is, you can totally do that as well. But that's a way to kind of add a little bit more personality to it. Here I have an 8 block, which includes the 7 days of the weeks, of course, and then a little focus section. So this focus section here, I always love to do like a top 3 of the week. These are the things that I want to focus in on. These are the things I want to accomplish by the end of the week, which for me, the end of the week is on Sunday. So these are the top 3 things. So I have these in as a checklist because I absolutely love seeing things marked off. But if you would prefer to have maybe like a bullet point, you can totally go in and change this by hitting the little 6 dots if you hover over each line. You're going to see it pop up right here, a plus sign in a box of 6. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. And you can go over and click to turn to, and you can make the heading pretty much anything that you want. But if you're looking for like a bullet list, you can go ahead and hit that one and it will turn it into a bullet list. Now it will only turn that one. So if you want to change all of them, you can go in, right click, hover over both, and you will still see that 6 box there. You can click on that and we are going to go ahead, same process, turn into and make that a bullet list, and it will change the rest of them. Pretty easy, pretty simple, just however you love to see your list. So let's go ahead and change this back to a to-do list because I love checking off that little box. So if we move over to Monday here, we're going to see a few different things that I would love to show you. First up here, we see the check box, but you can tell that the color is a little bit different than it is over here in our focus box. And that's a simple change to where you can make things like highlight it or pop out, or if you're into color coding your tasks, this is an easy way to go ahead and do that. So again, we're going to go back to our 6 box here, click on that, and we're going to go down here to color. So you have several different options here within Notion to change up the color. You can actually change the color of the text. These are all of the different colors that Notion supports within the site. I believe this one is pink, so let's change it to something drastically different so we can see. So maybe we'll do green. So as you can see, it went ahead and changed the color for that. So let's go back to that box and play around with this again. So let's say you wanted to overall highlight it, like kind of similar to how the days of the weeks are a different color. We can totally do that here too with our checklist. So let's go ahead back to the 6 dots down to color, and then we're going to go down to where it says background, and you can change up the background of this. So let's maybe give it a yellow background, like a traditional highlight, and there you have it. It still works perfectly the same as a checklist. So I personally love just changing the text of it. I think it pops out a little bit more, especially since we have the days of the week already highlighted. It kind of blends in a bit for me. So I'm going to change it back to pink. Now, right below it, you can see this little @ symbol, and it has like a time in it. I absolutely love this feature because this is a good way for you to kind of add different times to your running to-do list. So it's absolutely super simple to do. So let's just go ahead and remove this so we can work through it together. We are going to go ahead and add the @ symbol. And then as you see, you're going to get this pop-up. So Notion has the ability to like collaborate with different people. Literally all they have to do is have a Notion account. So if you wanted to like maybe collaborate with people within your household and you want them to see different tasks that you have going on, or maybe it's a family dinner that you want everyone to see, you can invite them to the Notion and they'll be able to see different things as well. You can tag them to it. Up top here, you can add a specific date, which is typically what I do to just remind me of different things. So you can click on to just add a date of when something is due. You can click on today, and I go back and click today if I need to change it. So let's say I just want to remind myself, hey, I'm supposed to be having a call with Amanda next Wednesday. So let's go ahead and click on the actual next Wednesday, which will be May 15th. And you can set a reminder if you want to. Notion will actually send you a reminder if you have the app on your phone. You will get reminders there. You will also get reminders within like PC, wherever you have the notifications turned on. So you can do that. If you want to include a time instead of just the date, you can toggle over there. And let's say this call is going to be, let's just say noon. The call will be at noon. And there you have it. It is there. So that's a cool way to like add times and dates to the things that are on your task list. So for the things up top here, I use this as an overall overview. Think of it like a calendar view, so to speak. So I just put in like important things such as calls, meetings, things that I would typically put on like a calendar planner. But if we scroll down, I do get in a little bit of the nitty gritty of the things that I need to do in the day-to-day under this task toggle list. I have this task here in a board view, but you can actually change the view of these tasks as well. So if you look here on the left-hand side, you can click the board option and it will pop up for you to edit view. You can also rename it if you want to, but let's just go ahead and click on edit view and we can actually change the different layouts. So this pops up here and gives us so many different options. So the very first option, of course, is layout. If we click on that, right now we do have the board view. If you prefer to look at it as like a table, pretty similar to like an Excel spreadsheet type vibe. You can also do a timeline view, a list, calendar, or also gallery. So there are several different ways that you can see different things within Notion. Me personally, for the task, I really love the board view because it just breaks it down a little bit better. But also I love to use like the calendar view for all of like my content planning or things that's going on within my son's school district. I love to use the calendar view. However, for my reading or journal or my meal planning boards, I love to use the gallery view. It really depends on what you're using it for and how you love to see your information. But for now, for tasks, we'll keep it right here on the board view. All right, so we have several different properties here is what Notion calls it. And it's basically just different categories to kind of break down exactly which each and every task is. So starting up top, we have the project property. Here is where I kind of relate it to a different page. Now, I like to think of pages like file folders on your computer, right? You can have a work folder and you're putting all these different information that's related to your work within there just to keep it organized. Pretty similar kind of concept within Notion. So for recording this Notion video, this is a work task, so that is included in that folder. You can also add different pages. So I have for kids, cleaning, digital product, personal tasks. So let's say this Notion video is kind of related to this digital project that I am working on at the moment. So I can go ahead and click on that and it will have both work tasks and in my digital project folder as well. If you add one in by mistake, just click the minus sign. It will remove it from that page. The project area for me is going to be work. I went ahead and placed a deadline of May the 10th on here. You can click on that and change the date. If you don't want one, you can completely remove it if you don't need that and leave it blank. This done just simply marks it as done. It's really self-explanatory. So once I am done with the project, I could come back into Notion, click the check box so I can visually see that I have completed that project. And the day is just typically how to categorize it within my task board, as you see over here. So this is something that I plan on working on Tuesday. If I want to change the day, I can click on that, add whatever day, and remove Tuesday. So let's say I want to move this to Thursday. We can just click on Thursday and it will move itself over to Thursday. Let's put it back on Tuesday real quick and hop back over to our main board by just clicking over here on the screen. And another super easy way, which is typically how I do it because it's kind of cool, like moving parts. If you decide you want to like change up the date of what you're doing this specific task on, you can hover over, click and hold, and just drag it up under that day. Very simple. This is typically how I move it. Instead of going in and changing the day within, as we've seen before, I just click and drag. It's really simple. And it gives me a better way to kind of move things around, just like with life. Sometimes you just have to move things into different blocks. So as you can see here with these tasks, I only have certain things showing instead of the full categories or full properties that I have in the breakdown. So I have the title of each task, whether it's done or not, and then also where it falls in. Also, if I have a deadline here, as you see in the Notion one, that date will show up too. But let's say you want to be able to see a little bit more details in these little boards. So we're going to head over to the top right here and click these three dots. And then we're going to scroll down to properties. Click on that. And up top here, it's going to say shown in board. So the deadline, done date, the actual task, and the project is what is actually going to show. Now down below here is what is hidden in the board. So if you wanted to see maybe the property area, You can click on that to show it and it will pop up. So now you can see each property area. If you want it removed, you can just click this little eyeball here and it will go away and hop right back down to hidden in board. Super easy way to kind of really break down your tasks, see where your progress is on them, check them off once they're done, and have a really big overview of what is happening in your week. So scrolling on down to the bottom here, we have our projects. Now this is where I kind of break down my tasks into seeing what I haven't started, what is in progress, and what is actually completed. So these are all the same tasks as up above, but just breaking down in a different way. Just kind of gives me an overall view of where I am at with each task. So here, cleaning tasks have not been started, which is normal for me. However, let's say I want to go ahead and actually change the status of that. We're going to go ahead and click on this box, this cleaning task box here. And then up top, as you can see, we can go ahead and change the status. So let's hover over not started. If you click on that, you're going to get the other options. So I have 4 different options. You can go in and change the names of these or how you want, go, stop, yield, whatever kind of language you want, you can totally change it by hovering over it and going to the right and clicking on these dots. And here's where you can change. You can also go down here and change the color, or if you don't need it anymore, you can delete it. You can completely do that with your template. But I have not started, in progress, completed, and just general tasks. So the general tasks are just things that are just journal for me. I don't really need to see my progress and how things are going. So for this cleaning task, let's just say, you know, we're starting to work on it, but we're not yet completed. We're going to change it to in progress. And as you can see over here, it hopped right over to this in progress board. Now, if I marked it as completed, it moves away completely because we do not have it shown completed tasks, but I will show you how you can go ahead and add that as well in just a moment. So let's go ahead and change this back to not started so we can have that back there. I'm going to go ahead and click back over to our main page. Super easy. Also, same thing applies if you just want to drag and drop, you can totally do that. So right now, as you remember, my completed tasks are actually in my hidden group. So they don't show the completed tasks that I've done like they do with not started and in progress. Really simple fix if you do want to be able to see your completed tasks as well. I get it. I totally love seeing things being checked off. Absolutely love it. So let's go back over here to the right hand side with the 3 dots. We're going to click on that. And if you go down to group, you're going to click that. And same thing like with the properties that we did above, you have visible groups and you have hidden groups. So very simple. If you want to see your completed tasks, just click on the eyeball and now you'll be able to see your completed task list. So let's go ahead and click back to the main page. Let's say, you know what? We're done cleaning. That project completely done. Let's go ahead, click and grab it, put it over into the completed file. It will be sitting there. And if you go ahead and click on cleaning tasks here, as you can see, the status has changed from me just dragging and dropping it. And again, if you need to change it, put it back to not started, or you're starting over the cleaning project again. Click that and it automatically moves back into those boxes. So really easy and cool way for you to be able to see where you are in a certain project. I think these works best for me for like work projects or things that I am collaborating with people on. Being able to see it in this view is absolutely perfect. And it's just nice to see where you are in each and every project. Scrolling down a bit more is habit tracking. I absolutely adore habit tracking and love doing it on Notion. Really simple, so let me show you how to go ahead and do it. Within this template, we're going to toggle down our habits. I keep this closed, but you can always have it open if you like. It's just kind of like an aesthetic thing here. So let's go ahead and hit this little triangle. We'll toggle it down. And we are going to go ahead and add in a new habit. Now, all of these are added in for you. They're all formulated for you within the template. You can totally like right click on these and change the date, but it is very important not to change around any of the formulas because it will mess up percentages that is already implemented in the template. So just know you can change the date, you can change the icon if you want a different icon or whatever, but do not change any of the like properties or anything because it will mess up like formulas for that. So just a quick FYI. But easiest way to go ahead and add on a new habit is just to click this plus for new. it will automatically add on today's date. So you come here every day, check off your different habits. So you can type in the actual day there in that box, or if you don't want this, you can completely remove it or hide it. And each box is a check, and like I said, it has certain percentages attached to it as well. So for me, here are my different habits that I want to accomplish each day. Again, you can quickly just right click on these and change it. So say like for me, every day I want to get up at 6 a.m. For you, it could be 8. Go ahead and change that here. And you can also change the icon here as well. So maybe an alarm clock. There we go. So we can click on that and you can see the icon has changed here as well. So let's go ahead and remove it. So it'll be back to that little check mark. So whatever works for you. But let's say today you did do your 8 a.m. wake up. As you can see, the percentage down here will show. Obviously, as you get throughout the week, there will be different percentage based on how many you actually check off for that day. So you can go through everything throughout here and check what you actually completed for that day. And if it didn't get done that day, you will just leave it blank. So when you are coming in for the next day, you can go ahead and click on new. Now, clicking on the plus symbol will automatically put in the current date. So since we are doing this on the same day, the date will not change. So every day, what you want to do with this specific habit tracker is just come in, create new. It will actually put in the exact day. So you want to come in every day to check them off. Since we didn't check off for May 7, it is now showing a 50%. But if I do go in, we're at 100. So it will show you the percentage throughout as you continue to build up your habits. Now, the reason why this is in a toggle form is because as you continue to build up your habits, it can get really, really, really long. Toggling it kind of just keeps it neat and clean. So that's why it is there. And last but not least is the brain dump portion. I am the type of person who will get an idea in the middle of the night and do not have any pen and paper around, but for sure I will definitely have my phone or an iPad or something digital close. So here is where I jot down some ideas if I'm out and about or in bed or not necessarily with my notebook. This is basically my digital brain dump here. Again, here is a little toggle and I have this showing as a gallery view because sometimes maybe my ideas include different photos or different inspirations that I want to include. So this way I'm able to also look at the photos as well. So one of my little brain dump, which is just basically little digital sticky notes here, I have for Notion plans. We can go ahead and click on that. And down here, I have different ideas and things that I've thought of. But let's say I just stumble across a photo that is giving me a bit of inspiration of how I want to plan out this. What we can do here is actually add in a photo. So if you hover over the area, you'll start to see that plus and the 6 box. So let's go ahead and hit the plus. And here is where we can start to add pretty much anything we want. So I want to go ahead and add in an image. So I just go ahead and start typing image. You can scroll through here and see everything if you want to do it that way. But the easiest just to go ahead and type and it will start to bring up the things for you. So we're going to be adding an image. So let's go ahead and click on that. You can again embed a link. It can be a GIF, whatever. I personally always say download it to a safe place and then upload it instead of using the link. Because if you use a link, whoever owns it on forever. Let's just go ahead and upload. Pretty typical how you will upload any other picture or file. So I went ahead and uploaded this real simple airplane image. So maybe I'm thinking of this being a travel template or something that I want to use for traveling. So there is my inspo pic. And if we go back and click on our main page, just clicking on the outside here will remove this. As you can see now, I have that photo there, just kind of giving me that visual idea of representation or inspiration that I wanted for that brain dump. This is why I love using the gallery view for things like brain dumping or things that have more of a visual element to it, because now I am able to see exactly what I was thinking of or what I was able to gain some inspiration from. And when you are ready to create a new brain dump here, you can go ahead and click on this new button, give it a title, add it to a page. Maybe this is something for work. And you can just completely start just typing down here. And again, you can kind of add in your thoughts or your images, or if you want to like leave a link. But let's just say this new idea, I stumbled across on Pinterest a really cool article on how to create a DIY walk-in closet on the budget. And I want to keep that link to that tutorial. So I went ahead and copied the link that I found from Pinterest, and you can just go ahead and just start writing. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy in that link. And then as that link is copied here, we can create a bookmark, we can create an embed, however you want to do. So let's just try it with the bookmark. So this is how the bookmark will look. It has a little bit of the actual photos from the website. So let's go ahead and see it as the other option. And then you get a little bit of a view of the actual article here. I can actually go through here and scroll through that actual article and see exactly what was there. So it really depends on the nature of what the link that you're trying to embed. Honestly, I probably would just go with this little bookmark here and go to that person's website, just more of a full view experience. But the option is there for you either way. I could see this being really cool for a YouTube video. Let's go ahead and copy one. There we have like a DIY makeover video that we have in our new idea. Let's just call it DIY closet makeover. And we have all of these like just random brain dump kind of ideas. That's the whole purpose of a brain dump. You're just slapping stuff to the wall. But here it is a little bit more organized and here for you to come back to when you are ready. So if we just click back over here and then click on this, it is there. And your brain dump is all there, saved for you whenever you want to come back to it.
And there you have it. That is your crash course on digital productivity and how to use Notion to organize your life. Let me know, what did you think and how did you do? And if you're going to incorporate Notion in your day-to-day plans. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you're ready to take Notion to the next level, be sure to check me out pretty much everywhere at by Myra P, where you can get a lot more beginner tips and tricks on how to elevate your Notion and make things perfect for you. I'm always eager to help you out in learning more about Notion, so please don't hesitate to reach out to me and ask any additional questions. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.